Welcome to SVG-TV News for Tuesday, June 28, 2016. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. Queen's Counsel Panel Campbell is warning UK Vincentian pensioners that the recent decision by Britain to exit the European Union, the EU, could significantly affect the amount of money they receive. Campbell was speaking on number 830 of his Law and Due television program under the heading Legal Technicalities last night, said that the decision taken by the UK is already affecting the value of the pound sterling. Campbell said this in turn will significantly affect how much pensioners get as well as those who receive remittances.
And I would like to alert those Vincentians who depend on remittances from England, particularly in the form of pensions, or those who just get money sent back from people who are in the British Navy, or people who are just working there and send back money home. The reports are that the value of the pound has been slipping. The pound is getting weaker. So when you go to exchange the pounds you have been getting from England, and there may be some getting pounds from Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, come to that in a moment, you will find that you will be getting fewer EC dollars in exchange. So those of you on fixed pensions from the UK, your pensions would be smaller until such time as the pound can regain some strength.
The Queen's Counsel, however, noted that where business transaction is concerned, there is a positive with the drop in the value of the pound sterling.
Those who purchase goods from England would find that those goods are a bit cheaper to purchase, given that the pound is weaker. And for example, for lawyers who buy law books from England, then you would pay less for the law books you buy than before until the situation normalizes. I heard in the radio news today that the new governor of our Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has expressed concern about the situation.
Believing that youngsters can be more employable with practical skills, Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, Timothy Antwine, is calling for a revamping of the education curriculum across member states. Governor Antwine, who made a visit to the state last Friday and met with members of the local media, expressed concern that the Caribbean has what he termed an obsession with subjects and lacked skills to perform in the job market.
I am extremely concerned about how we spend some of our education, hard-earned education dollars. I am concerned about the obsession of subjects rather than skills in our schools. And it concerns me because, to be honest with you, 15 and 16 subjects is for bragging rights. The school to brag and the principal and the parents. That has nothing to do with employability of the individual. And there's a lot of money we're spending on teachers and paying for subjects. And then you have no employable skills. You can't go out and actually do anything. And in some cases, you're really not fit for the job market. You're bright, plenty of subjects, but you have no skills and not a lot of sense. You have subjects, but not sense. Right? I'm concerned about that. I feel we have to take another look at our curriculum. I think we have to refocus a little bit and get more done with respect to skills rather than subjects and create employability.
The governor further highlighted that the Caribbean should focus more on information technology and be more entrepreneur-minded.
So I think we have to have a shift where increasingly people are looking to make their own jobs, create their own jobs. We have to look at where the new jobs going to come from. I think a lot of them are going to come from technology and technology-enabled businesses. So we have to make sure in IT, for example, we focus there and we give people skills in that area. Because that's where you look at all the projections, where the jobs going to come from going forward. A lot of it is going to come from technology and IT. So doing a set of subjects in school will not make you better equipped for the job market. And with limited resources in our countries, I think we have to make sure we have a strong foundation with a strong basic education. But then I think we really have to look at skills and what it is that the job market requires.
Living up to the theme, our health is a shared responsibility. Local business house Facey Trading on Monday made a donation of pharmaceutical supplies to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Administrator at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, Sister Grace Walters, expressed gratitude to the company for the donation because, as she stated, persons always ask what the hospital can do for them and not what they can do for the hospital.
This afternoon we are the recipients of quite a number of pharmaceutical supplies, including medications from Facey Trading Limited on behalf of Mr. Earl Mackey, and we are so grateful. These supplies will indeed go a long way in assisting us to carry out our functions here at the hospital, in assisting the patients towards better health. And we do extend our gratitude to the company on behalf of the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Louis Deschong, the Chief Medical Officer, Mrs. Kimon Keiser Beach, and the Minister of Health, Mr. Luke Brown. On behalf of all of us, I just want to say, Mr. Mackey, thank you very much. We do appreciate you and we look forward to working with you in the future.
The Dorsetshire Hill Government School today said farewell to 6 of its students who will be moving on to secondary school in September. Nolisha Miller has more on the graduation ceremony held in this report.
The graduates of the Dorsetshire Hill Government School today bid farewell to their teachers and schoolmates as they moved on to the next chapter in their academic life. The graduation ceremony, held under the theme, Following Your Dreams to a Brighter Future, was very fitting as they all shone bright in their pristine gowns. Valedictorian D'Artagnan MacDonald cautioned his classmates that the road to success must not be taken lightly and advises them to always remain grounded.
Secondary school is ahead and it is no laughing matter. It is hard and lots of work, so stay focused, have fun, but do not lose yourself. Finally, as our belated principal, Mrs. Allens, always said, the ants will bring her news. I am sure that today she is very pleased.
Past principal of the school, Marsha Douglas, told the students they must be prepared for the road ahead and face the challenge head-on as more will be required of them.
Firstly, know what your dream is. What would you like to do? What would you like to become? So set that goal. That's the first thing. In order to do that, you have to think positively. Don't have any doubts in your mind as to what you want to do. Think positively. Focus. Keep your eyes on the goal. Keep your eyes on that dream. Don't allow anything or anyone to set you from that dream.
Health Minister Luke Brown says he holds the institution dear to his heart as he shares a special relationship with it, and that he has hopes and plans to ensure the institution continues to thrive for excellence, as he stresses the importance of quality education at all levels.
Education opens doors, and I know that it is central to our development as a people. It is an integral part of what we must do if we want to achieve the heights of excellence and success in this country. And I'm not talking about education in a one-dimensional way. I'm not even just talking about the academic way of doing things. I'm not talking about just what you might find and see done in schools. I am talking about education in the broadest sense of the word. A society could only progress to the extent that its schools are functioning and its schools are not failing these children.
When the new academic year begins in September, the 6 students will enter new classrooms at the secondary level. Nolisha Miller, The Evening News.
As part of her efforts to create quality educational materials, Hasland and Jacobs today, Thursday, June 28th, rebranded her company and launched a new book line. Jacobs, who is the manager of the new Jacobs Production Company, which carries the brand Green Peaks Book and Publications, outlined that her life experiences have created a yearning to learn, noting that she hopes her books will do the same for the youths of SVG, especially teenage girls. Highlighting that she has a passion for enhanced learning, Jacobs said that her new book line is aimed at unearthing an interest for reading in not only youths but also adults. She also stressed that no one is ever too big to learn, hence the reason for her focus in providing an avenue for adults as well.
We are now Jacobs Production Company Limited, the manufacturer of stationery and other educational materials branded under the name Green Peaks Books and Publishing. I was and still am, however, driven by an innate force. My passion could not be quenched, so I rose above the negatives and I learned to turn my disappointments into opportunities. Today, we are launching our newest line, which includes a storybook and a coloring book series called Mike's Reading Journey, a puzzle book series and a homework book. The storybook series is my pride and joy. It's meant to encourage both parents and children who are ready to give up on learning to read not to do so, but to grasp every opportunity to learn. The homework book was seen as necessary since so many children in primary and secondary schools have a problem keeping track of assignments and their due date.
For their support towards the educational process, Senior Education Officer Decima Alexander Hamilton outlined that the Green Peaks Books and Publications brand has and continues to produce quality stationery for the Vincentian public. She went on to note that the company's initiative has created a transformation within the Vincentian society, but most importantly, created jobs.
And we need to recognize the fact that she used her education so that not only does she benefit today and her family benefit today, but all the children who are now going to be better placed to manage their homework. Parents who are here, well-wishers who are here, students, I want to thank Ms. Jacobs on behalf of the Ministry of Education for the effort that she has made in supporting the work of the Ministry of Education by providing another tool, that homework book. There are other tools, but I know the cry for homework. I know how critical that one is. I think it was an excellent idea.
Coordinator at the Center for Enterprise Development, Keisha Phillips, noted that Jacobs Production Company had seen an avenue for development and through hard work has achieved greatness.
Response from the general public to her line of material was exceptional, because I can stand here before you and say this morning that her books are well made. I have tried them. I've actually been purchasing her books over the years for my daughter, so I do know, and we can attest to this. At CD, we are very proud of Mrs. Jacobs.
Persons need to take a proactive approach to ensure that the food they sell is, as well as consume, is safe. That's the advice from Chief Environmental Health Officer Neary James as he spoke with SVG Television on issues relating to health safety for the carnival season. James noted that whilst fast food is convenient and easy to prepare, there is also a risk in transmitting diseases. He is encouraging food handlers to ensure that their products are safe for consumption.
Very important that food handlers take extra precautions. They must always practice good personal hygiene. They must also make sure that the place that they're actually preparing the food is clean. And a few other things that I would like to stress is that they must have access to potable water and also toilet facility. Those are key things.
James added that whilst his department is doing its utmost to ensure that food safety regulations are adhered to, he is encouraging consumers to take a proactive approach in ensuring the food they eat is good for consumption.
First and foremost, they must make sure that they eat clean, safe food. We will be there to check, but we cannot be everywhere. So we are asking persons who are actually buying food to ensure that they are eating safe food, and ask the food vendors food hygiene question if needed. If they are in doubt, or if we are in doubt, it is very important that we throw it out, as in do not consume it.
The Chief Environmental Health Officer further encouraged patrons of the street bars erected around Capital Kingstown to utilize the bathroom facilities rather than the streets, as it creates an unhealthy environment.
They in some cases refuse to use the toilet facilities. And when that is being done, it means that the sidewalk, the drain smell very bad. Okay? Then it also exposes persons to diseases. So we always sanitize the streets. But we are asking persons who using the street of Kingston to avoid using them as a washroom, okay, and use those areas that are designated for that part.
A jail term of 9 months was handed down to 23-year-old Terrell Francis this morning by Chief Magistrate Rachel Brown after he appeared at the Serious Offences Court and pleaded guilty to the charge of having in his possession over 3,000 grams of marijuana at the Newman Trust Public Road on February 19th this year. The court heard that on the date in question, law enforcement officers from the Rapid Response Unit were on mobile patrol at Newman Trust when Francis was seen walking in the public road with 2 sacks, and upon recognizing the presence of the police, immediately threw the sacks under a trailer which was parked nearby. He was then approached by the police, who took him to the trailer to retrieve the sacks, which when opened led to the discovery of the drug. Coming up, Carnival Beat. Stay with us. Welcome to Carnival Beat. Blondie Bird and Friends' presentation, Sweet Temptation, was too sweet to be ignored as the mass band captured 5 categories of the Junior Carnival competition, which was held last Saturday. SVG Television's Bavin Olivier has more details in this report.
Blondie Bird and Friends took home several categories, including the coveted Junior Band of the Year title at Junior Carnival 2016 with their presentation, Sweet Temptation. Digital Nelson Block came in second with their presentation, Vincy Sweet, Vincy Nice, and High Voltage Mass Band third with All That Lathers. In the Junior Queen category, High Voltage Mass Band took the first position with Irish Spring. Digital Nelson Block took second with Queen Victoria, and third place was taken by SVG Players with Rio 2 The Movie. In the Junior King category, Blondie Bird and Friends was out front with Money Worries. Nelson Block took second with Making of a Hero, Joseph Chatelier, while the third position was captured by SVG Players with Olympic Gold. Blondie Bird and Friends also took home first and second place in the individuals 5 to 9, as well as the individuals 10 to 15 categories. The band is now looking ahead for Mardi Gras on June 5th, 2016. Bavin Oliver for SVG-TV News.
The 9 overseas delegates who will come up against Miss SVG 2016, Nikiana Williams, in the Miss Caraval Pageant 2016, scheduled for this Friday, July 1st, have already arrived in the country. All 10 contestants met with the members of the media earlier today at the Young Island Resort. SVG-TV's Chelsea Jackson was there and files this report.
Following the successful staging of the Miss SVG 2016 pageant on June 4th, the Carnival Development Corporation's Beauty Shows Committee is putting final preparations in place for the staging of the Miss Carnival Show 2016. Speaking with SVG-TV earlier today, 5 of the beautiful young ladies who will be representing their country in the pageant this Friday night expressed appreciation and delight for the kind hospitality being shown to them by the Vincentian public thus far, with some even admitting that St. Vincent feels like a home away from home.
It has been breathtaking. From the moment I came off the plane, I was like, this place kind of reminds me of Trinidad. And when we jumped on the little boat to take us across, I was like, oh my God, this place is so beautiful.
And on my way here on the flight, Vincentians had already welcomed me to their island, saying, I hope you win, and lots of nice and kind comments.
So elated to be here. From the moment I stepped off the plane, everyone has been so warm and friendly and welcoming.
I was welcomed by the Vincentians. They're very warm and hospitable people, and they remind me of home.
Desde el momento que llegué acá, para mí ha sido una experiencia maravillosa.
Since I've got here, it has been a really great experience.
Me encanta la comida.
I love the food.
Me encanta el trato de las personas.
I like the way they're warm and how they treat me.
De verdad que todos son muy amables.
And really and truly, everyone is so courteous.
The other girls stated their expectations for the show as well as what patrons at the Victoria Park can expect from them on Friday night.
I expect a night filled with fun, talent, poise, confidence, and I wish that the best girl win the pageant.
I expect it to be a stiff competition. I've met beautiful girls as well as intelligent and physically fit. So I expect it to be a night of competition, a night of elegance, pageantry at its best, of course.
I've always heard or learned that the Miss Caraval competition is very organized. So in terms of my expectations, I expect it to be a phenomenal or a fantastic show. I expect to perform to the best of my ability. I'm not a shy person, very confident, very full of life, even if I appear reserved sometimes. But I'm expecting a great show, one where people just appreciate that young women are being beautiful and confident and being ambassadors for their countries on stage.
I expect the night to be one of a tough competition from what the girls are like, but I expect a lot of things. I expect it to be fun, and I'm looking out for the show. I have a lot in store for you guys. I hope you enjoy it, and I'm very happy to share my talent and just my personality with St. Vincent.
I am really nervous, so I expect to be nervous. But I do expect to win, and that is my greatest expectation thus far. I do expect to meet challenges because I know that the other contestants, that they're coming well prepared and they're coming to win just as much as I want to win. So my greatest expectation so far is to win Miss Caraval 2016.
Reporting for Carnival Beats, I am Chelsea Jackson.